Hello astrology lovers. Today we are talking about Jupiter entering Virgo from August 2015 till September 2016. And I've done already a few months ago a prediction how this will affect the world specifically, for which I can attach a video here. But right now it's going to be a video in particular how Jupiter in Virgo will affect the normal person, the Joe average, the hoi polloi like you and me, how it will affect you in your personal life, what to expect, whether it's your career, your love life, if it will affect at all any of these areas in your life. And as you probably know, if you know a little bit about astrology, Jupiter goes into Virgo once every 12 years approximately. So you have a chance to expand, because Jupiter is the planet of expansion and new opportunities and something growing in regards to this part of your horoscope where Virgo rules. And I will teach you, I will show you first of all how to find out what area of your life Virgo rules, meaning what area of your life Jupiter will bring new opportunities in and will expand over the next 12 months while it's in Virgo. And I will show you how to do it exactly the professional astrological way. It's very easy. You don't need to know any astrology. You just have to follow my instructions. They are made for everyone without being any astrology, having any knowledge of astrology. But we'll do it so well as if you've gone to a professional astrologer. If you've gone to a professional astrologer and you ask him, where are my opportunity for growth in the next 12 months? This professional astrologer was going to look at exactly what I'm going to show you how to look at, and I'll tell you what each of those things mean, and where you have the green light to proceed, to expand, to grow, where your opportunities best will come from, and your biggest joy, because this is what Jupiter rules. It's the best planet. We love Jupiter, but it's not going to be so easy, because this time around, this time when Jupiter is in Virgo, it's also being kind of like a spoke in the wheel, because Jupiter wants to expand, but Saturn is also sending an aspect to Virgo. And Saturn is the planet of contraction and hard work. So you won't be able to do it just by, usually Jupiter can bring opportunities in that area of your life just by things falling on your lap without even an effort. Sometimes, like good karma. But now with the Saturn's aspect, from August till September 2016, August 2015 till September 2016, you would also have to put hard work. So you'll be given opportunities in those areas of your life that I'm going to show you how to find out, but you also have to work hard. So there'll be like a stop and go energy. It's just that this year it happens like that. Usually Jupiter is not aspected by Saturn, so things like flow more easily, but Virgos, you're just have to, and people with Virgo, you have to do it the hard way this time. The opportunities will come, but you have to push the effort, and there will be like a controlled progress, not crazy. Usually if it's just Jupiter influencing, I would say go for it, whatever comes, go for it, trust it, it's going to be good. But when it's Jupiter and Saturn together, I would warn you, everything the opportunities that come to you, for which I'm going to speak about, for you to also make a test of those, to be cautious, to proceed with caution, to expand gradually, not suddenly. If you're making big plans, you have to be with very solid foundation, and a bit more, you have to keep a bit more traditional approach rather than just expand without restraint. It has to be caution, control, expansion with a lot of personal effort. So let's see how to find out what area of your life Jupiter in Virgo will trigger and will help you grow and expand through also some hard work as well. Okay, I want you to go to astrolada.com, to my birth chart calculator, for which I'm putting a link here. Click there, enter your details. And if you know your time of birth, is fantastic. But even if you don't know your time of birth, we're first going to talk about if Jupiter triggers one of your planets. You don't need to know your time of birth, but when we talk about the houses, which house Jupiter triggers for you, you need to know your time of birth, or at least you can look at houses from the sun sign, and I'll show you how. But you will get something like that, a table like that. Like a big, a lot of astrological tables that you feel very confused about probably. Maybe you're seeing them the opposite way here on the video, I'm not sure. But I want you just to pay attention first to this table here. Do you see it? It says planetary detail table. This is where you're going to find the, basically, when I've made it bigger here, and it's this one, is the planetary detail table. This is when you're going to find the degrees and of each of all your planets, the Sun, Ascendant, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. We're going to work with those. And you see also how it shows the degrees here. For example, Jupiter for this person is in Virgo when they were born. So they will have Jupiter transit Jupiter. The Sun of this person is in Virgo. It says, you see here, it says 5 degrees 30 Virgo. So their Sun is at 5 degrees 31 minutes in Virgo. So this person has Sun in Virgo as well. So I want you to see if you have any planets in Virgo here in the planetary detail table. And I'm going to talk about each planet separately. And we're going to start from the Sun and finish with Saturn. We talk about the ascendant after that. So you see the Sun, and the degrees, and pay attention also to the degrees here, the planetary detail table. Even without the time of birth, these will be correct. So if any of those happen to be in Virgo, you will feel this transit over the next 12 months. You will feel Jupiter's influence of expansion in certain areas of your life. And also, to a lesser degree, maybe 75%, if you have any of those planets, Sun, Ascendant, Moon, whatever, in one of the two other Earth signs, which is which is Taurus or Capricorn. So people with planets in Taurus and Capricorn will also benefit from the expansive and opportunity bringing influence of Jupiter over the next 12 months. Maybe to a bit lesser degree, because Jupiter is not passing exactly over there, but Jupiter will expand and bring them opportunity, because Jupiter sends, Jupiter will support other Earth signs, because it's in an Earth sign now in Virgo, and Jupiter will make sure that it gives expansive lending hand for new opportunities and growth to Tauruses and Capricorn. And you don't have to be Sun in Taurus or Capricorn. This person happens to have their ascendant in Taurus, for example. Let's see if they have any planet in Capricorn. They have Pluto in Capricorn here, if you can see. But we're not going to talk about those outer planets. We're going to talk only till Saturn. So you might have Venus in Capricorn or in Taurus, And especially if these fall between 12 and 24 degrees. The degrees are given in Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. If any of your planets falls between 12 to 24 degrees, they will feel Jupiter 3 times transit and helping them expand and bringing opportunities to them. 3 times when because Jupiter goes over those degrees once, then comes back and then goes back again. So they'll have like a triple opportunity for growth, to work harder and to have triple more options and opportunities than those who are born out of those degrees. Those who say this person has here Jupiter in Virgo 3 degrees. It's before the 12 till 24 degrees. So they'll have Jupiter transit Jupiter just once. So they'll benefit just much shorter period, not for the whole year. So for them, the opportunities is shorter. People that are born with planets in Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn in the first 12 degrees, they will benefit from Jupiter till only from around August, September, October, till November, basically. The people till November 2015. And those who have planets in the last 5 degrees of Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgos from 25 till 30, they would only benefit from Jupiter towards next summer, around August, July, September 2016, or it's the winter in the southern hemisphere, but they'll just feel it one-off. But those in the middle degrees from 12 till 24, they will have a triple opportunity for growth. So let's see. If you have, let's start with the Sun in Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, and especially in those degrees I mentioned. What happens? Like this person, look, he has the Sun at 3 or 5, 5 degrees in Virgo. Do you see? And this person is going to have Jupiter transit their Sun. Happens once in 12 years only, this opportunity. What is the Sun? The Sun is your career and vocation. And especially if you're from 12 to 24 degrees, you get it 3 times. So you'll get an opportunity in the next 12 months to expand, maybe to improve your social status, because the Sun is the king. The Sun wants to shine, to achieve, to receive applause. And how do we do that? Through our career, through the goals in our life, by doing something special, by doing something spectacular, by expanding our authority and influence over others, and Jupiter will help do that. If you have Sun in Virgo, even if it's the earlier degrees, just for a few months you have an opportunity maybe for a promotion, maybe some authority figure or male figure, which is the Sun, will help you expand in some way. Maybe something good will come to you from your father, because the Sun rules father, or from other male figures that can help you expand in some way, that can bring some opportunities to you. Maybe something with your career you can get as again, but again, because especially for Virgos, Saturn is also sending a hard aspect to you, so you have to work harder, even harder than Taurus and Capricorns with Sun people, Sun in Taurus and Capricorn. But if you are one of those three signs, Sun, person, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, career opportunities for growth, for expanding business. If you're Virgo, it has to be expansion of business and your career opportunities gradually, step by step. You have to be careful because there is more possibility for blockages or for mistakes, but still Virgo, Jupiter will bring you opportunity for expansion and something good coming to you from male figures, from men, or from such kind of, because the Sun is masculine energy, or even from kind of creative projects, because Sun is something creative, but something that you'll stand out in the world. Or if you've had problems with some male figures like a father or a boss, Jupiter can help you smooth this relationship or bring some benefit to you from such things. Or if you're in some way of performance, because Sun is the performer, the center stage, Jupiter can help you. Or if you're trying to figure out what vocation to go in, what direction, if you're a bit confused, Jupiter can help you. If you're Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Actually, for Virgo is more complicated, even though Jupiter is in the sign, because Jupiter receives difficult aspects from Saturn, so it's not so smooth, but it's stop and go, but they still receive the support. Okay, what happens if your moon is in Virgo, Aquarius, Capricorn, or Taurus? You know, you see the moon is here below the Sun. This person has it in Aquarius, so they don't count, but you might have it in, say, if here was Capricorn at 26 degrees, you would feel it towards next summer. You know, Jupiter is influence of expansion. The moon is family. So Jupiter can help you expand your family by adding a member, by adding another member, for example. Maybe a new flatmate comes, or maybe, your mom comes to live with you, expands the family. Or maybe you get pregnant, because the moon is maternity and Jupiter is the most fertile planet, and when it sends its good aspect or transits over either in Virgo or in Capricorn or Taurus moon, it makes a person more fertile, a woman more fertile. She might come into this, she might benefit in some way from the role of the mother. She might become a mother herself as well. So if you're trying to get pregnant, especially if your moon is from 12 to 22 degrees in Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, you're going to have the green light, very likely. Or if you're trying to expand your family, or if you're trying to buy property, because the moon rules the home environment, you can improve it in some way. You can just feel, and it's not so much on the physical, practical level, but you can feel so much more joyful and joy coming to you from family. Maybe something good happens in the life of your family, your parents, your mother, that brings joy to you. Maybe you can heal a relationship with a mother figure or an older female woman. If some authority woman or older woman has been giving you a close woman, because the moon rules women overall, usually more maternal figures in your life rather than love figures, but still, or any emotional attachments that you have. So important emotional figures in your life who you have an emotional connection to. You can benefit from those people. You can also improve a relationship with such people. You can also improve relationship with women. Something, if your mom has been sick and you have moon in those degrees or those signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, your mom can improve now. Or the situation of your mom can improve, or relationship with your mother can improve, or some female person, some female woman can help you expand in some way, or they can be expansion in regards to property. You can buy property, but for Virgo moons it's more difficult. They have to put more effort. They'll be like stop and go, maybe some arguments with women, some difficulties, and at the same time then they improve the relationship, then some difficulties, then they improve. It's not so smooth for Virgo moon, but for Capricorn and Taurus moons is actually smoother. Anything coming to them as benefit from women or from family. It's good for relocation, place of living, expanding the home in some way, buying property, selling property is beneficial for those things. Again, Virgo moons have to be a bit more careful, more controlled expansion. This is moon. Moon is also emotionally how you feel, so you can receive emotional healing because Jupiter is a very healing planet. Right now I have moon in Leo, and right now, today, at this day, this whole week, Jupiter is sitting right bang on top of my moon, and I feel good. I haven't felt that good in many years. I don't know, probably 7-8 years. It's just, I feel good, I feel emotionally, because Jupiter is planet that liberates you, and I feel liberated from certain bad habits. When it happened 12 years ago when Jupiter transited my moon, because moon rules habits, what your reactions, and if something, even addictions, the moon is the planet that can create addictions. If you have an addiction to something, whether it's an emotional addiction to a person, whether it's an emotional addiction to substance, to food, Jupiter transiting over the moon can heal that in some way, because Jupiter has a releasing influence in a sense. Jupiter is this planet of light, of clarity. And 12 years ago, I used to take drugs. And when Jupiter transited my moon, I stopped and I never touched after that. Now, 12 years later, I stopped a few other bad habits, which I'm not going to say. They're not so bad as drugs, but, the occasional cigarette or something. And again, it's repeating. So you might have some release from emotional. Not for everyone who has their moon in Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, it will happen, but this is one of the possibilities that you can have resolve some emotional issue. That's because all addictions and bad habits are as a result of some unresolved emotional issue, because that's the moon. Something you've been hurt and you become unaware, something in your subconscious, and Jupiter comes and brings light, because Jupiter is a planet of light, of enlightenment, brings light and understanding. You see the problem from a higher perspective emotionally. And you release this problem, you forgive. Jupiter transiting the moon can help you forgive someone and release yourself from some entanglement, from some painful emotional reaction, or painful emotional pattern, or painful emotional connection with another person, to release and forgive. Or if there is a good person in your life, you can benefit from this person. You can strengthen the bond with them, the emotional bond, which is what moon rules. Okay, what happens if your Mars, it falls in Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, especially from 12 degrees till 24 degrees. They'll feel it 3 times Jupiter. 12 degrees in any of those degrees in any of those 3 earth signs. Well, then Mars is the planet of initiative. Mars is the planet of action. So all of a sudden you receive an energy. So these people can receive much more energy. If Mars is in the first 10-15 degrees of those 10-12 degrees of those 3 signs, you receive it only the last part of 2015. Then you don't feel it so much. Or if Mars is in the last 5, from 25 to 30 degrees in Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, then you feel it only towards next summer, basically July, August, June, July, August 2016. But in those middle degrees that I spoke, you will have it most of 2016, that you get a spurt of energy. You might even start some physical exercise, because Jupiter expands whatever it touches. So it will expand your initiative, it will expand your drive, it will expand your courage. It will make you more courageous to do things and to fix problems that you were afraid to do before. Because Mars is this problem-solving planet. Mars is a hard planet. It gets restless to sit and do its nails. No, Mars wants to go solve wars, win wars, fix things, broken things, fix the knight in shining armor. So the things that you were afraid or you didn't have the energy to do, you will be able now, when Jupiter expands your Mars, to say, okay, arm yourself. I'm armed. I have confidence. Jupiter gives you faith. Imagine a soldier with a mission with faith. Oh my God, that's fanatic, but that's what you need sometimes. You need this push, this fanatic belief in something that you're about to do in order to push it through, in order to make it. And this is what Jupiter will give you. It's good for business as well, especially more business where you have to push through, to do sales, to be like, to push through your opinions, your ideas, to sell ideas to others. Because Mars has a lot of passion and Jupiter has a lot of belief. And imagine mixing passion and belief, you become so convincing. You're passionate about what you believe and you can make others, and you can, you can bring out your ideas to the world, and you have the energy as well and the drive to put them into action. I just had this transit in the last, I just had it for the last 1 year. It happened 3 times for me, and I initiated 3 new projects. I started some physical exercise that I haven't done in years before that, because Jupiter gave me the energy and the inspiration, because Jupiter is inspiration to physically charge you up as well. Not only to make you, not like you have to work out because you become fat and you hate your body. No, Jupiter will give you energy because you enjoy how you feel from it, because Jupiter is inspirational planet. Jupiter transiting your Mars can help with people who are in military in some way to have success and progress, or receive some rewards. Jupiter transiting Mars in Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus can help people who are in the sports in some way, improve their sports performance, their endurance. Jupiter can help people who are in construction, in any kind of physical something that needs physical body energy, or something that needs, like fitness instructors and people like that, or something that needs a lot of passion and strategy, because Mars is the planet of strategy. It's the person, it's what's that called, the one that the strategist, the guy that's below the king that runs his armies. What's his name? The general. And generals are strategists. They're logical. Mars is very much logical planet. Jupiter improves your logic and improves your strategic movement, so you can move ahead through such activities. Or if you're doing some investment in Mars things, this can be very beneficial. Mars things can be iron, can be sports, can be physical exercise, can be any investment connected to sports gears, any investment connected to iron. Mars rules iron. Any investment connected to guns, to war, of course, depends on your consciousness. Any investment, iron, can, if you have, or any such kind, or any business which is connected to Mars can thrive. And this is cooking, because Mars rules sharp knives and things like that. This is anything in engineering. You can have the green light for success and expansion. Anything in martial, in military, in anything to do with arguments and settling arguments. Maybe some kind of a conflict resolution, conflict, or the lobbyists that try to lobby to convince others, to win the wars. Any kind of careers that are connected to winning over another, to competing, will be benefited if you have such kind of a career. If you have Mars in Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. And competition, you become more competitive. Competition can increase, but it pushes you also to succeed more. So that's a good combination. It generates more financial as well. Jupiter in good aspect, sending a good aspect to Mars, can increase your finances and your gainfulness, because Mars is this proactive planet which wants to succeed. And if you put it into financial matters in particular, because Mars in Earth signs, they want to succeed and they want to win in regards to material, tangible goals and things. So you can definitely, you can increase your financial abundance now. Okay, what if you have Venus in Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, especially from 12 to 24 degrees? Then Jupiter will send 3 times its wonderful influence to Venus, and Venus is the planet of love. Just for Virgo, there will be opportunities for love, but they have to proceed again slowly, because Saturn is also affecting you. So there will be ups and downs in relationship, testing period, and then up, so it will be a bit of a roller coaster for Virgos, but not for Taurus and Capricorn. They feel fully the beneficial influence of Jupiter in regards to their Venus. If their Venus falls, say, here Venus is in Leo, 15 degrees, but if it said Virgo here, 15 degrees, then you're going to have Jupiter transit 3 times over your Venus. So if you said Taurus or Capricorn, so such people, if they have their Venus there, opportunities for new relationships, or if there is a broken relationship, it can be mended, or broken heart, you can heal your broken heart, or opportunities for certain partnerships that will be beneficial, opportunities for financial growth, because Venus rules finances, luxuries, material things. So they can definitely improve the financial situation and improve, maybe attain objects of desirable objects, objects of luxury, experience more luxurious, pleasurable things, because Jupiter expand Venus. Venus is nice holidays, luxury, good hotels, good food, good wine. So it might not be in a tremendous way making you a millionaire, but it might definitely go on a luxury holiday now if you haven't been for a while. Or you might just buy a few more nice, be able to afford a few pairs of nice shoes, Jimmy Choos or whatever, that you haven't been able to afford in a few years. And you might, and also it improves your beauty, because Jupiter expands, makes better in Venus your physical appearance. So definitely you can feel more attractive, and because you feel you're attractive, you improve your physical appearance as well, and you attract more attention from others. You attract male or female attention. If you're already married, this can be deepening of the marriage bond or an affair, you know, you never know. And it can be even bring some growth and opportunity for financial increase through foreigners, because Jupiter is foreign influences, through travel. It can bring romance through travel, or romance in a foreign country, or romance with a foreigner, and you know, all such kind of things. Okay, what happens if your Mercury is in Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus? Then Jupiter will expand your mind, your knowledge. You will gain more information. It might be a great time for you to go to pre-qualify, to go to earn a stipend or some kind of a, you know, education, to maybe to start higher education in some way. When Jupiter was transiting my Mercury, I studied a new branch of astrology. It was fantastic. It started, and Jupiter, you know, this knowledge that you're going to gain, this new skills, which is Mercury skills or new information that you're going to gain, it's something that will be beneficial for you financially, because Jupiter is the planet of prosperity. When it aspects your Mercury or transited, whatever you learn now will bring you more financial prosperity. When Jupiter transited my Mercury, I was learning this new astrology technique, and this is the first time when I started charging people because of this astrology technique called horary. You can, or if you're a painter, you might learn a new technique which improves your profitability. Or if you're a writer, you might write much more prolifically right now, which again increases your popularity or profitability. If you're a painter, you can paint more. Or if you're a speaker, it's like Jupiter really brings new ideas for speaking, for making an impact, because Jupiter is enthusiasm, is faith. What you say with your words, which is Mercury, you believe it. So you can really convince others in your beliefs, in your ideas. And if Jupiter is transiting your Mercury. Relationships with friends can improve, because Mercury rules friends. There can be some opportunities from friends or siblings. There can be opportunities for travel, for higher education as well, because Mercury and Jupiter, when they combine, they get together, and new ideas can come to you, new business ideas, because Mercury rules business transactions, organizing, management. So the ideas that come to you now, which is Jupiter, it's creativity, new ideas, can help you become more efficient, more organized, more prosperous in your business, more can help you employ better employees, because Jupiter is also employees, or those working for you, or those that your teammates, your colleagues, you know, people in your daily environment that you can get together, get some work done. Not make love like Venus or have fun with like Venus, but make, you know, something productive, which is Mercury, something more tangible, practical. So such people, you can attract such associates. When Jupiter transited sent the trine aspect to my Mercury, I attracted an amazing associate that helped me make more money as well. And he'll help me work on a project, and I found great psychics and astrologers. So anything similar, you know, if you're in any kind of business that is in media, that is in arts, crafts, because Mercury is the skills. If it's in anything with software, with internet, with media, with marketing, with advertising, great opportunities. With writing, with speaking, with teaching, again, business, white collar business, you can have expansion now. New information and knowledge can come to you that brings new opportunities for you in some way. But for Virgos in particular, people with Mercury in Virgo, they'll have to work a bit harder, because also Saturn is aspecting it. What happens? So also friendships can improve, communications can improve, more impactful. And I forgot to say that if you have your Venus there, your social life tends to improve and you're having more fun as well when Jupiter aspects it. If you have Venus in Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Okay, what happens if your Jupiter is in Virgo in particular? Let's speak about that. Like this person here happens to have Jupiter in Virgo at 3 degrees. Then it means you're having your Virgo your Jupiter return, which happens once every 12 years. Jupiter returns to its original position in your horoscope. And what is this? Well, it's an opportunity. Something new will come into your life, which will help you expand your prosperity generally over the next 12 years. That will become a source of more meaningfulness and purposefulness and more prosperity in your life. When I had Jupiter return myself, I discovered astrology, and for the next 12 years it's become the source of most joy, most study, most mind-opening experience, and it even became my business, which brought me prosperity. I mean, for another person who has Jupiter return, depending what house this Jupiter is, if it's in the 7th, might bring them a partner that becomes a source of joy, prosperity. If it's in the 8th house, the Jupiter return can bring them some occult esoteric knowledge that becomes, or some mutual finances and resources that increase their financial well-being. If it's in the 10th house, their career, but we'll talk about the houses later. But definitely Jupiter return brings something to you that becomes a source of more joy, more happiness, more meaningfulness, and more prosperity later. That expands your horizons and brings new opportunities. So very auspicious. If your Jupiter is in Taurus or Capricorn, the other two earth signs, then for maybe a month or a few months during the next 12 months, you will have again a growth expanding thing, but it might not be life-changing. It might not be there for the next 12 years, but there will be certainly some opportunity for growth, for travel, for learning, because Jupiter rules all those things, for some spirituals and doing some new spiritual awareness, some new higher perspective that you gain. Because Jupiter transiting Jupiter, it's like, or Jupiter return, people with Jupiter in Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn will be able, maybe not the whole 12 months, maybe for a few months at a time, will be able to gain a higher perspective. If till now they've been in the woods and they were seeing all the, you're just seeing the trees and you don't know how to get out of the woods. When you have Jupiter transit Jupiter, or Jupiter return as we call, basically if you have in those three signs Jupiter, then in the next 12 months you'll be able to climb one of those trees and see which direction and is east, west, where the sun is setting, where is the next mountain. You'll see it from a higher perspective. You being lost in something, you would find some clarity. You would find some light in which direction to take. And it very likely might be something to do with a practical material matter, because these are earth signs, but it doesn't have to be. It might be about your future path, about your future goals, where you're heading, where to focus your future purposes and goals. Okay, what about Saturn? If you happen to have Saturn in Virgo, Saturn in Capricorn, or Saturn in Taurus, then you have, and especially if Saturn is from those 12 degrees till 24 degrees in any of those three signs that I told you, then you're going to have Jupiter, very powerful influence on Saturn. And Saturn is the structure in one's life. And Jupiter helps you build more stronger, more expand that structure so you feel more secure. The foundation that you're lying on, Jupiter can help you expand. It can make you work harder as well, because Saturn is a planet of hard work, and Jupiter expands your ambition and desire for hard work. But it also, it can reward, because Jupiter is planet of reward and Saturn is hard work. It can reward some of your hard work for the past years in connected to work or to practical matters, or some hard work, depends, maybe you've worked hard to improve better health, something that you've been working hard on for many years. Jupiter can help you, can reward you when it transits Saturn. And Saturn is your complexes, the things that we feel most inadequate about, that we feel we have to work hardest on, that we feel that we're not so good at, so we kind of have complexes. We try to hide it or overcompensate by doing it, doing too much of that. So Jupiter can help you resolve those complexes, can help you outgrow some of those complexes, can help you look from a bird's view in regards to those complexes, so you don't feel so much walled up in your own insecurities, which is Saturn walled up in a wall of trees. You'll see from above and you'll see, wow, okay, I've always been shy or whatever, I've always had issues with money, I've always felt insecure because I didn't have money, I always felt insecure because my ass is fat, I always felt insecure. For every person, Saturn is in a different place, it shows different insecurities, but some kind of insecurity that you've had, you'll be able to outgrow it, or to, you know, if you've worked hard on overcoming it, you'll finally be able to say, wow, okay, I work hard, but I no longer feel inadequate in that fear, get some satisfaction or outgrow it or release it in some way. Okay, that's for the planets. Now let's speak about the signs, about the house cusps. It's going to be a long video. So what happens if you know your time of birth? When you entered it, if it's the correct time of birth, you have here something called house cusp. You see, it's written wrongly here in my birth chart calculator. It says Hughes cusps, but it's house. It's like the house, like property. House cusps. And I want you to see if you have any house cusps in Virgo. And we won't look at Taurus or Capricorn. These houses will also be impacted beneficially. Maybe also look at Taurus if you have any house cusps in Taurus or Capricorn, you know, because these will also benefit. Like this person here has Taurus, their 8th and their 9th house in Capricorn. The 8th house in 0 degrees Capricorn, the 9th house at 21 degrees Capricorn. So this person, especially the 9th house, Jupiter will transit over, will send its trine aspect 3 times. You know, while the 5th house is in Virgo, Jupiter will transit at 5 degrees. Jupiter will transit there just once, because Jupiter is transiting 3 times only, from 12 to 24 degrees. It gives the strongest impact, the most noticeable expansion. If it transits just once, from those from 0 who have their any house cusp from 0 to 12 degrees, or any house cusp from 24 to 30 degrees, the expansion is just one time. So it's felt shorter time, but it will still bring this expansion. The earlier degrees will feel again the second part of 2015, the late degrees towards the summer of 2016, you know, towards July, August, September. Anyway, so what happens? Let's go through the houses. Look, the first house of this person here is at Taurus, 1 degrees. Well, if it happens to be at Capricorn, or particularly at Virgo, you know, as well, these 3 earth signs, you're going to have Jupiter aspect or transit your first house. And the first house is, first of all, your physical health, well-being. So this can be very strengthening for your health. If you've had some health problems, Jupiter can strengthen those, and especially through some kind of detoxing and changing of diet, because Jupiter is in Virgo. Jupiter helps us grow and expand through Virgo methods, which is improving our health diet. This is Virgo, which is by detoxing in some way, by eating more healthily, by exercising, you know, but definitely they can be improvement of health in some way, physical health. They can be also expanding a little bit of the body, of the fleshy part of the body, because Jupiter rules fat, and it can expand the body, but it's usually due to good life, not to bad things, you know. And it tends to have healing influence again, as I said. But also Jupiter brings you more energy and desire to take care of this body. So as well, it can bring you a desire to work out more, to compensate for the expanding influence of Jupiter. Then Jupiter will help you grow your muscles much faster. And this will help you lose a lot of weight. So it will have the opposite effect, because when you have more muscle, you know, you burn fat. Okay, so this is, but Jupiter aspecting or transiting the first house, it's a rare opportunity that brings you opportunities for travel, because Jupiter rules travel. The first house, the ascendant, is your physical body, is your path in life, what you encounter on your path in life. And when Jupiter transits it, if your ascendant happens to be in Virgo, basically the first house cast, we call it the ascendant in astrology, happens to be in Virgo, or in, to lesser degree, Taurus or Capricorn, you're going to have opportunities to travel, because Jupiter is travel. Foreign countries, opportunity coming to you. To anything which is Jupiterian will come on your path. It might be foreign countries, it might be travel, and it will expand your horizons. It will lead you to the right path. It will lead you to greener pastures. Jupiter takes us and offers us, shows us the path which brings us to more joy and more prosperity. And the ascendant, or the first house, as we said, is the path that we're walking on physically. So you can travel more, you can start learning something higher education. This is what Jupiter rules. Maybe start having new philosophy and outlook on life, which helps you expand and see from far higher perspective, which can help you see the forest for the trees again. This is the quality of Jupiter, which can help you see the direction you're heading towards. It's kind of similar to Jupiter return in a sense, but it's even more powerful. We can help you get new opportunities on your path in life, maybe with career, maybe with finding out what exactly it is you want to do and where you want to head. Okay, that's the first house. So a lot of good things come to you, and also it can bring pregnancy to you and children, because Jupiter rules pregnancies and children. So if you have ascendant in Virgo, the first house cusp in Virgo, I'll just speak about Virgo. So then Jupiter transiting it can bring children, it can bring more prosperity as well, because Jupiter rules children. It can rule money, it rules creativity. It will increase your creativity, and you'll feel like more full of ideas and more full of optimism and more full of joy and more full of some wisdom or some spiritual path that you discover, or something that comes in your life that brings more prosperity, and most importantly, more happiness, inner satisfaction. Okay, and discovery of some path that makes you happier. What happens if Virgo is, if you see here, the second house, here the person has the second house in Cancer, but imagine you have it in Virgo. And then it's your finances that Jupiter will expand. This is the second house is material, tangible house. If you happen to have it in Virgo, especially from 12 to 24 degrees, Jupiter will transit 3 times over these degrees. So you will do something over the next 12 months that expands your finances. But because Saturn is also making this hard aspect, there will be ups and downs. So you have to work hard for it, but it will work out. And even if you have Taurus or Capricorn on the second house here, if it says instead of Cancer, Taurus or Capricorn, the other 2 earth signs, Jupiter will again expand your finances. Especially if you're from 12 to 24 degrees, Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo. If you're the earlier degrees or later degrees, it will be short-lived one, maybe for 10-15 days some opportunity financially can come, But definitely you can also gain some resources that you've wanted for a long time. You can benefit from some resources or from some investment. You can make some wise investments, but be careful if Virgo is there on your second house cusp, because certain degrees are aspected by Neptune, so there might be possibility for lies. So again, Virgo, proceed with more caution than Taurus or Capricorn. If you have Jupiter, if you have Taurus or Capricorn or on the second house. Taurus and Capricorn have more than green light, who have on the second house Taurus or Capricorn than Virgo, but there is definitely possibilities and opportunities for growth. Third house, if it happens to be in Virgo, here for the person third says Cancer again, but you might be, if you happen to have it in Virgo, to a lesser degree Capricorn or Taurus, then Jupiter helps you learn new skills, helps you expand your knowledge and information. Third house is the mind. It's good for people who, it's like very similar to Jupiter transit Mercury. So it's like makes you gain new associates, maybe new colleagues, new improve relationships with colleagues, teammates, schoolmates, workmates, people in your environment, either at work, at school, in your daily environment, your neighbors as well. It can help you improve relationship with this, can help you solve problems with this. Jupiter can help you benefit from such people. It's Jupiter when it's in the third house, you're better off surrounding yourself with associates and brainstorming things if you want to succeed and have the green light for things, rather than doing it alone. And to also, third house is about experimenting, trying, learning new things. So you can start learning either the piano, learning some new technique, improving some technique, whether it's crafting something, whether it's writing music, whether it's learning to write, whether it's learning to use a computer, whether it's learning to make I made a website when Jupiter transited my third house cusp. It was the second time I was making a website, but at the higher level, I gained a lot of knowledge about that. Jupiter expanded. It's a great time for people who work in marketing. in advertising, they're going to have success. People who work in anything to do with writing or speaking, they're going to have success. Anything to do with internet and media, anything to do with exchanging spoken ideas and writing reports, whether they're technical or creative, this is the third house. Or communication, teaching others, or you learning yourself, Jupiter gives you the green light. For example, if you have a teaching business or a business like me, this is when I started doing videos for YouTube. I got this idea because Jupiter brings new ideas, and third house rules media and information, and I got this great idea to start doing videos for YouTube, and bam! All of a sudden my business expanded because of that. I had so many great ideas for videos in any way, or maybe you can make a new website or write something new or be very prolific with your writing if you're trying to be a writer and finally have some breakthrough. Or if you're studying, you can start learning something new because third house rules learning. And even in now university nowadays, most of the things are technical and just kind of third house-ish, like memory connected. So you might, if you try to get accepted in some new position in university or school, you have the green light as well. You have to work hard though, because Saturn is also aspecting, but you will get the results because Jupiter is supporting you. Relationship, as again, with siblings, also self-made money. People who are in their own businesses, they'll be strongly supported. People who are in administrative, as well. So learning something new, anything to do with the brain, with the right brain, is very much, with the analytical brain is very much expanded. And your number of people around you, your everyday life becomes busier, and number of people around you can increase to some extent, because you become more, Jupiter brings new opportunities for networking, for attracting teammates, for attracting people people that you chat casually with, acquaintances, siblings, casual friends, Travel, you can travel while Jupiter transits your third house cusp. Again, you can bring opportunities for travel more often. Okay, what happens if your fourth house cusp is in Virgo? Here the fourth house cusp is in Leo. But if it happens to say Virgo, and especially from 12 till 24 degrees, you'll feel this influence for almost 10 months, rather than just briefly. If it's the other degrees feel it either for a month in 2015 or for a month in the summer of 2016 for the northern hemisphere. What happens if the fourth house is in Virgo? You have the green light for property, buying and selling. Or Taurus or Capricorn as well. You have the green light if your fourth house falls in those earth signs, especially from 12 to 24 degrees, from profiting in property, for expanding your property, maybe for doing an attachment to your house, maybe starting gardening, maybe maybe buying some land or profiting from some land. Maybe relocating to a better place, to a different country, because Jupiter rules foreign places, or expansion, and you'll benefit if you do it now, because Jupiter is the place to live. You can improve your relationship with family, because fourth house is very similar like to the moon. Now, like we talked, Jupiter transit the moon, you can benefit, you can feel very close to your family. I remember when I had Jupiter transit my fourth house cusp, first I gained a new member of family, because Jupiter expands. And that was a new flatmate that came to live with us, and she made the place so wonderful, because Jupiter always brings us good things, And we were getting along so well. She was so open-minded, so accepting, because this is Jupiter, forgiving, accepting, kind, philosophical, doesn't nitpick. So if you have Jupiter transit your fourth house, you can do you have the green light, maybe to find better flatmates, people to live with, to start settling down, start a family, even for pregnancies, adding a new member to the family. You can connect more deeper with your mother, or with your place and origin of roots. You can feel a source of meaning and connection. I remember when Jupiter was transiting my fourth house cusp, I started reading Bulgarian astrology, because Jupiter is knowledge and fourth house is your roots. And I come from Bulgaria. And I became so proud of where we're coming from. I discovered new knowledge in regards to history and the past. And I discovered some good knowledge about my family as well, which is fourth house, your family, roots, country of origin, which can make you feel more that you belong to, which can help you heal certain emotional wounds as well. Fourth house rules emotions. So it can help, especially pains that have been caused from childhood that we've forgotten in the subconscious from the past, because fourth house rules the early part of our life that we are unaware of as well. The part where the mothering happened, the first 4, 5, 6 years. And some wounds, you can heal some wounds, because Jupiter can help you release some emotional problems in regards to the past, because fourth house rules the past, and especially the family past or ancestry karma, so Jupiter can release you from certain ancestry karma or certain responsibilities from responsibilities towards family that feel burdensome, because Jupiter is a releasing planet. And sometimes it might even in extreme cases release you from a parent passing away, because if you had to take care of them for 10 years, they were sick, this is how Jupiter releases you. But in the more positive aspect, Jupiter will just improve your relationship with family, improve, property, land, benefiting if you're in business of nursing, caring, caretaking. You can get a better position, you can have growth, or in hospitality business is fourth house, or in early education business like nurseries, or in guarding, safekeeping, bodyguarding, because it's all about protection, the fourth house. Jupiter can help you find a new position or expand your business if your business is like that, or in the food industry as well, because fourth house is nurturing, mothering, food, hospitality again, as I said, or in any business connected to property, because fourth house rules property. So if you have the fourth house cusp in Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, Jupiter gives you the green light in those areas. Just Virgo have to work more harder. It's not going to fully fall in their hands. What happens if you have the fifth house cusp in Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus? Here, the fifth house cusp is indicated as in Virgo, you see? Exactly. But yours might be in Capricorn, in Taurus, and you check the degree. If it's from 12 to 24 degrees, you have like a really green light, because Jupiter transit 3 times there. So you get the benefit the most. If it's just like here, the 4th degree, Jupiter transit there just once. So you have just one off chance. But still, still you're going to feel it lighter, but not still. And what happens? Fifth house is, first of all, pregnancies, children. So you can have growth and prosperity that comes to you from your grown-up children, or they might make you proud. Some rewards that come to them. They might get better grades this year. They might discover a new hobby or new something that makes their life more meaningful. Or you yourself, maybe you never wanted children. Now Jupiter transits your fifth house cusp, and you start thinking, I want to create something, because fifth house is what we create. Children is what we create as well. But it might be a business that you want to create. So you might have the green light to start your own business now. If you have the Virgo fifth house, or Jupiter, or Capricorn, or Taurus to a lesser degree. But then any kind of your creations can get rewards now, whether it's performing arts creator, whether it's you make, whether you have a business that clean houses, but it's your baby, it's your business, it's your baby. You can expand it in some way with new ideas right now, because Jupiter brings new ideas. Fifth house is your babies, even whether it's your physical babies, your true children that can benefit in some way, whether it's you getting pregnant. Very good period. If you have Venus, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus in fifth house, it's a positive period to get pregnant. Try if you've been trying for a while. Or if you don't want, be careful, because you become more fertile. Creative endeavors. All of a sudden, I had a friend who had Jupiter transit her fifth house cusp this summer, and it's in Leo, because Jupiter is still in Leo, and she said, Lada, what's happening? Like all of a sudden I had this burst of creativity. I started making jewelry. I've never made jewelry. Now she's doing her business. She turned this jewelry, and she turned that hobby within 1 month into a business as well. I mean, it's amazing. When I had Jupiter transit my fifth house cusp, I was bursting with ideas one after another. I had 5 ideas for my business. Basically, I made it more diversified. You become more creative, more fertile, not only physically but in your mind. So people who write books, people who do something creative, people that need to use their creative intelligence, they will see, they have the green light. They will see a lot of positive developments. And for their children, something good can happen. And fifth house is love affairs, so people can, I didn't fall in love when Jupiter transit my fifth house cusp, but I got engaged. So, that kind of was like falling in love again with my husband. So fifth house is romance. And if you have Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus in the fifth house, as it says here on the house table, number 5, and especially if you have Virgo or those Taurus, Capricorn from 12 to 23 degrees, 24 degrees, then you can definitely fall in love or deepen a relationship. But it's not like so much the committed relationship. It's more like the initial stages when you feel the butterflies and excitability. You can become more romantically attractive to others and just become more center stage, but this is when I've seen when people fall in love indeed, and they become more center stage in some way. If they in any kind of performances, or if they have any kind of their own personal business, which is their own baby, green light, expansion, positive, they have the green light to go there. I started writing a lot back then, prolifically, like more interesting articles, and I tried to popularize my website, make it more popular, because fifth house rules fame. So you can receive a bit more fame. You can get ideas to bring you more fame and attention, whether it's to your business, even if your business is cleaning houses, so if your business is washing plates. But if you are the owner of this business, it becomes your baby. So you can come up with ideas to make your business more noticeable, more shine out. Fifth house is a lot of other things, but I can't remember now. We don't have the time. Okay, what happens if your sixth house happens to be in Virgo? Sixth house cusp. Here it's in Libra, but if you see yours is in Virgo, then Jupiter will trigger your sixth house. To a lesser degree, if Taurus or Capricorn are fall on the sixth house, but Jupiter will help them as well. And sixth house is routines. So Jupiter can help you expand your routines, make them more enjoyable and pleasurable. Jupiter can help you improve your health now. Often people who have Aries ascendant, will have Jupiter in the sixth house, transit the sixth house cusp. But what does it mean? For Jupiter will, but sometimes for Taurus ascendant, it doesn't matter. So Jupiter will expand work. Sixth house is work and service. So it becomes like a year of more work and service. You get more responsibilities. But these bring you joy. These bring you a sense of meaning. And if you're in a job or employment which is not meaningful for you, you might get a bit restless, and you might look for some job that feels more meaningful, that brings you more long-term opportunities. So it's going to be a very good time if you want to be in a position in work, especially to be employed for someone, because sixth house rules service when you work for someone. So even if you're a CEO in a company, there might be another CEO above you, so you're employed for them, or the owner of the company. So that's most of the people sixth house rules work. So they can, you can find employment now. Jupiter can give you the green lights to find a good job, or better, more meaningful, long-term giving goals that makes you feel that you're contributing more in some way. It can increase indeed more responsibilities there, and it can increase your attention to detail as well. So it's good time now to perfect your skills in something you already know, to work behind the scenes, so you can after that rise up to put the extra effort, because sixth house is the house of work and effort, and Jupiter expands that. But it can be very positive for career, as I said, overall. If you have for work, for career, even if you have your own business, you might get more workload. You can find new employees, because sixth house rules either if you're employed by others or if you employ others. If you're the employee, it's your work, sixth house. If you employ others, then others that you employ become the people below you in a sense. So if you're a manager, your team of people below you, they're sixth house. So Jupiter there can mean that you get some really good people that you work with now that you can benefit through. Or you can employ some people that you can benefit through, Sixth house is also our health. So when Jupiter transits the sixth house, you can gain more growth and opportunity because Jupiter is growth, Jupiter is joy, what brings you purpose and meaning, through detoxing, through cleansing the body, through living healthier, more healthy lifestyle, by cleaning up your act, as they say, on the physical level by detoxing. So this will bring you more meaning. You have the green light. You can be much more successful now if you have sixth house, Virgo in particular, to a less degree Taurus or Capricorn. You can be much more successful at creating a routine and health life regime, which is not only to keep you healthy, but which brings you also a sense of joy, which brings you a sense of purposefulness and meaningfulness. You know how some people, when they change their lifestyle, they start eating healthier or they start exercising, how their whole life transforms and how they start feeling like, finally, my life has a purpose. Well, if you have Virgo in the sixth house and Jupiter now will transit the sixth house, you will feel like that. You will definitely feel like, oh, wow, I've changed my health style, and I felt inspired to do it, and this is bringing me meaning. And so work and health can prosper. You can also, sixth house is loans and debts. You might be able to somehow do something to sort out certain debt or loan to some extent. And people that work for you, again, as I said, some kind of boring stuff, but and illnesses, sixth house rules illnesses. You might be able to find a very good diagnostic or healer right now who helps you with a certain illness that you've had for a while. Who helps you solve it. And anyone who is even Aries sun, they can benefit from Jupiter in the sixth sign from their sun, Okay, what happens if you have Jupiter, if you have seventh house here, you see seventh in the planetary, where is it? In the house cusp. If it's the number 7 here, if it says Virgo, to a lesser degree Capricorn and Taurus, but still, they'll still feel the beneficial expansive influence of Jupiter on their seventh house, especially if you have the seventh house cusp. In those signs from 12 to 24 degrees, you'll feel this influence much longer. You'll feel it 3 times, so something really considerable can happen, something long-lasting. So then what it means is that Jupiter is transiting your seventh house, is that you will benefit through others. Someone will help you. Seventh house is other people. You're better off to make a business partnership this year rather than try and make it on your own. Like when Jupiter last year started transiting my seventh house cusp, and it's still there. It's still in the seventh house, and I found 2 or 3 business partners which are amazing, and I got married because seventh house is all partnerships and contracts, marriage to business. So I got Jupiter went into my seventh house, which was in Leo. Now Jupiter is still in Leo, but if you happen to have your seventh house cusp here in Virgo, again, to a lesser degree Capricorn and Taurus, but they'll still benefit. Then you're going to have expansion and some benefit and green light for marriages, for business partnerships, for contracts to sign. If you're in business, because seventh house rules exchange one-to-one. You're giving some service, you're receiving something back. It's the marketplace where people offer their services. You're receiving back either money or another service, or some knowledge. You cooperate with someone, even if you don't have to write a contract, you cooperate with someone, they bring some of their expertise, you bring some of your expertise. It's working in a group. This is what you have the green light, and this is how you can progress the most if you have this. This is how you can the most benefit if you have Jupiter, Virgo, to let's say Capricorn or Taurus in the seventh house cusp. You have to put some effort as well. There'll be ups and downs, but Jupiter tends to protect that area. Also, people that are in any way involved with audience, if they have audience, popularity, it's fifth house and sixth house are kind of houses of popularity. They can gain wider circle of audience. They can reach out bigger number of people because seventh house is other people. Jupiter can expand that. Those of you who've had problems in relationship, they can have some healing of a relationship. My marriage improved a lot when Jupiter transited the seventh house cusp, and it's also good for conception sometimes because seventh house is the house of sex. So Jupiter gives more action, they expands it, and finding more meaning through relationships with others, like your joy and your help for support, for growth, financially or for inner contentment and happiness comes through another, whether it's a lover, whether it's a partner, whether it's a friend that is there, that brings you more awareness, that brings light into you, that brings a new philosophical belief or new prosperity chance, that you have to be open to cooperate. Okay, what happens if Jupiter is transiting your 8th house cusp? Say here, for example, if you have the 8th house cusp is in Capricorn, an earth sign. If you have it in Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, then Jupiter will transit your 8th house or send an aspect to the 8th house. Virgo, again, feels it the strongest because it's the conjunction. Jupiter is exactly there. Capricorn and Taurus lesser because it's a trine aspect, but it's very strong and positive again. So 8th house is resources from others. You might gain some resource from another person, some opportunity. Maybe if you're in a business partnership, you can, because of this business partnership, your finances can increase. If you work with other people, because of working with those people, your finances can increase. An opportunity can come to you, which is not from you, which is from another. So you have to embrace this opportunity. You have the green light. You can expand your resources by combining, and this is financial house, so it's about material things. And you're expanding your resources by combining your powers with another. Maybe your husband can start making more money. I have Virgo in the 8th house. Yay! Well, that's true for him. For me, through your husband or through your partner, maybe if you're a gold digger, you can get more money from a partner, from a lover, But people in business usually tend to benefit, any kind of business. So if you work in banking, it's not your own business. You can also benefit as well, because 8th house is other people's money. So anything that deals, any careers that deal with other people's monies or resources, you're going to have a success, green light. So it can be that you're dealing with other people's talents, or you can work at Christie's, other people's old possessions, or you're moving, or your bonds and stocks, because this is other people's money that you're trading with. Traders, they can make more money if they have. In stock markets, people working in stock markets, they can benefit if they have Virgo and Capricorn or Taurus, in 8th house cusp. Also, let's see, 8th house is about sexual intimacy, not sex to procreate or for fun. This is sex that bonds you. This is tantra. This is sex either to control or to possess, or to own the soul of the other. So if you've been frigid, you can be less frigid now. Yay! And the 7th house is again sexual intercourse, but it's more like a sexual intercourse for creating something, like for children, for merging together to, create something out of it. 8th house is more for psychological healing, for bonding, for intimacy. This is psychological, the deeper side of sex. That's why 8th house is connected to Scorpio. That's why they say that Scorpio are the best lovers, because they do the sex for the merging, for the tantric energy, for the healing. So Jupiter can bring you through some sexual intimacy, bonding, can increase the sexual connection to a partner. The sexual intimacy bonding can increase the sexual experience, and it's more on psychological, spiritual level, can increase the trust between two partners as well. Okay. So green light, if the 8th house, other people's money, sex, cooperating with others and bringing financial resources to others, or also psychology. Going to a psychologist, cooperating with another to dig deep the recesses of your subconscious, because 8th house is a house of past life traumas or traumas from this lifetime, pain that we've buried. 8th house can be very dark house because it's very scorpionic. Scorpio is the darkest taboo, incest, rapes, trauma, abuse, verbal, sexual, any kind of something that smashed you and hurt you, like a big trauma. And when Jupiter transits there, if you have Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, 8th house, you can have some healing. And this healing can come through some specialist. This healing can come through a psychologist or through a healer, through astrologer. 8th house rules astrology. You can start learning astrology. When Jupiter transited my 8th house 12 years ago, 13 years ago, no, 11 years ago, I started studying astrology. The eighth house is the occult, or any knowledge which helps you understand the darker side of you and understand the deeper motivation or the undercurrents why something is happening. So you can now expand your knowledge and you can receive joy and purposefulness and meaningfulness through digging deep into the occult, to digging deep into hidden mysterious knowledge, digging deep into your past. Past life regression can be great. You can, if you can't get hypnotized, Jupiter transit your 8th house, you get hypnotized and you see 20 lives from the past and you heal them and you release the past life trauma or the trauma from this lifetime, because 8th house is the trauma again, as we said, and Jupiter heals. But working with a specialist, or working with a teacher in some way to dig out. And 8th house is not like about learning spirituality, to expand your mind. No, it's about healing. It's about understanding the undercurrent and reason, because 8th house is like the sleuth, the investigator that wants to get to the bottom, to understand the psychology of others, to understand why things are happening, and Jupiter can help you expand. Anyone who is in any kind of research, if you have Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, 8th house, you can have very good results with any kind of deep research, digging deep somehow. But especially with, psychological self-examination, with astrology, with occult, learning tarot, predicting things, analyzing. Anyway, what happens, that's the more boo-hoo side of the 8th house. The 9th house, what happens if you have the 9th house in Virgo? Here the person has it in another sign. They have it in Capricorn. You see 9 here, Capricorn. And especially if you have it Capricorn or Taurus, doesn't matter, but if you have it from 12 to 24 degrees, Jupiter transit 3 times there, so you feel it more intensely. But anyway, if you have Taurus, Capricorn, and particularly Virgo, if the 9th house falls there, what happens? Well, Jupiter is in its own house, then it's transiting its own house. Opportunities for travel, for foreign visa, for foreign residence, opportunities through foreigners, opportunities for people that live far away from you. Not someone in your vicinity or town, someone maybe in a different part of your country or different country, that you can apply for help to those people. They can help far away people, far away places. Opportunity for pre-qualification. Many people start learning something new, which can later bring them more prosperity, and they make more money through it, because Jupiter brings opportunities and prosperity. If you get an opportunity to study something now, take it. You don't know where it's going to lead you. Now, again, just like Jupiter return and Jupiter transiting the 1st house, Jupiter transiting the 9th house cusp, I'll give the same comparison. Because 9th house is your bigger vision, your higher mind, knowing for the future, knowing your long-term goals and aims, because Jupiter is the house of Sagittarius. Sorry, the 9th house is the house of Sagittarius and Jupiter as well. And that's Sagittarius is the one with the arrow that knows way into the future where it's going, that it has a point, a goal, and because of this goal, they have meaning. Even if this goal is, for example, to bring back Nazism, doesn't matter. It might be a crazy goal. It might be but when you have a goal, or it might be, your goal, long-term goal might be to create, a family or something, doesn't matter, but when you have a long-term goal, something to look forward to, something to aim into the future for, your life becomes meaningful. And Jupiter transits your 9th house cusp brings this meaning and joy into your life. If you've been lost for a while, if you've been lost in the wilderness, you've been lost in the past, if you felt stuck for a while, Jupiter transiting the 9th house cusp will bring you either through some teacher, through some new belief system, or through someone, through some source. It's like all of a sudden you've been in the forest, you've been lost in the forest, you've been seeing just the trees. It's as if you've climbed the tree, you've been to look from a bird's view above and to see which direction to go to, so you're no longer lost. So if you've been wondering what to work, or what you want to study, or what you want to do with your life, or what's the next step to take. It doesn't have to be something 20 years ahead, but what is the next step to take? And you are out of your wits, you've been stuck. Now, if Jupiter is transiting your 9th house cusp, someone in the form of teacher, or something in the form of inspiration will bring you out of the woods, so you can see the forest and you can see the direction, and you can plan and decide where you're heading and going. Mentors and teachers can appear in your life. People like ninth house is mentor-like figures. It doesn't have to be gurus, but it can be your boss that takes you as a mentor and start teaching, or some inspirational figure. Ninth house rules inspirational figure that inspires us to pursue some other longer goals, that inspires us to be better us, to inspires us to bring more light into your life, more optimism, more meaningfulness, more purpose. Person becomes more spiritual. Person becomes more connected to God. The person starts getting signs from God. It might not be the full time all the time, but definitely for a few months you'll have like some clarity about the direction, about feeling purposeful and meaningful. This is getting a new faith, renewing your faith. This is what Jupiter can do, renewing your faith and purpose in life. And ninth house rules, again, on the Monday level, travel, visa, foreign places, you get the green light. Ninth house rules, father, something good can happen between the relationship between you and father or father figures. What about 10th house cusp? What if the 10th house cusp here, it's in Aquarius, but it might be, where is it? It's in Aquarius here, it shows. But what if yours happens to be in Virgo and Taurus or Capricorn, the other two earth signs, and especially from 12 till 24 degrees. The other degrees will also feel it, but shorter term. Either at the beginning, basically from the end of 2015 for a month or two, or in the summer of 2016 for a month or two. So what happens if you have Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, 10th house cusp? This is your social status. This is the highest position in the horoscope, the most visible one, where you are most recognized, when you're most, so you can receive some recognition or rewards, because Jupiter is recognition or rewards for a job well done. You can receive some promotion. You can expand your business, because Jupiter is the influence and authority you have over others. You can start a new career that you feel more inspired towards. For example, when Jupiter trined basically an aspect to my 10th house cusp, I started doing astrology. I started my business in astrology on the third time Jupiter hit. Before that, I was kind of preparing still. So on the third time it hit. So you have the green light to expand career. But if it's your Virgo there, you will have like some opportunities, but you have to work hard as well, because Saturn also sends an aspect. If it's Taurus or Capricorn, definitely you can improve your social status. You can improve relationships with authority figures if you've had problems with. You can move ahead with projects, or some projects that you start now can really help with your name, making your name into the world, can really help with improving your social status, making an impact. And you become more productive overall into the world. Your achievements, you become more ambitious, and you receive rewards for those ambitions, like the green light in regards to career, in regards to success in the world, in regards to social status, in regards to give and take with father figures, again, 10th house rules, 10 father figures, or bosses and authority figures. What happens if your 11th house cusp falls in Virgo in particular, mostly, because Jupiter is in Virgo, but it sends good aspect to Taurus and Capricorn as well. The 11th house cusp will be indicated with the number 11 here, as you see. Here it's in Pisces, but if it's in Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, especially in Virgo, then Jupiter expands your social circle. You can gain new friends, you can network, you can become more influential, whatever you are, again, through networking. By let me give you an example. A client had transiting Jupiter in his 11th house recently, and he moved to a new company where he made a lot of work acquaintances, but later they became also friends, and they're still in touch now. So if you've been lonely now, Jupiter expands your friendships. You can benefit from friends. If you get invited to any social do's, go. Jupiter can bring some unexpected opportunity from social do's, from going where there is a group, maybe joining a club. You can join a club, you get the green light, something you can benefit through that. Or if you've always wanted to join a certain club, you can do it. Or maybe you can join a club because of some need of healing, like a group healing that happens. Joining a club can expand your prosperity, or going somewhere, even to a concert, or even to some lecture where groups of people gather together, because this is the 11th house, can in some way bring new opportunities for gains, for growth. And 11th house naturally rules gainfulness. It's a very financially beneficial house. Just like the 2nd and 8th, when Jupiter transits there, people can see the results of work well done and hard works from before. So something that you've worked hard for, now you can receive a recognition. If you have Jupiter transiting your 11th house, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. So you can receive some recognition if you work very hard. So that's why it's the house of titles and honors. You can receive a promotion here or PhD. You can graduate and get your MB or MD in front of your name, or PH in front of your name. Or you can get some other title or honor, like some acknowledgement. You can bring something to the public, some of your creation that you want to the public to be appraised, because the 7th house is what society think about it, how they appraise it, and what kind of rewards they give you for that. So that's why it's the house of the work that you've done, the rewards for it. So it can, if you have your own business, you can make more money now. You can receive more gains from it. If you work very hard on some project, you can get a promotion or a big bonus now. Now, this is the things you can receive green light in, and in friendships, Okay, 12th house. We're getting to the end. What happens if the 12th house is Virgo or Capricorn or Taurus to a lesser degree? Here it says Aries, but let's say, basically, if you have your ascendant in Libra, then, or sometimes in other signs, sometimes maybe in Scorpio, but it's more rare, then Jupiter will transit your 12th house. So it's the house of spirituality. It's the most spiritual house. Jupiter naturally rules that house. So a person becomes more spiritually receptive, more spiritually open for spiritual practices. Meditations come easier. Introspection come easier. Going within comes easier. Stilling your mind comes easier. Having more inner peace comes easier. On the material level, this is again long travel, foreign countries. You might become an expatriate now. You might be able to relocate now. You might benefit somehow through faraway countries in some way. You can benefit from long-term investments, because 12th house is actually expenses. A person can have more expenses because Jupiter will expand it, but these expenses can pay off later into the future, because 12th house rules long-term investments, which feel like an expense now because you have to put money in something, but actually in the long term, this can benefit you. So you can invest now in something long-term. Don't expect fast financial results when Jupiter transits your 12th house, cast. It's preferable to invest and think for the future, maybe a few years from now, maybe a few, not immediately now. Not get rich fast games. 12th house is the house of, again, foreign countries, I said they're benefited, is the house of releasing. Jupiter can help you release. Just like all the other water house, like the 4th and the 8th, it's about emotional healing. It's about releasing something from the past, because it's the 12th house, the last house, and Jupiter helps expand, is the house of letting go. So Jupiter can make it easier for you to let go of something that you've been holding on. And 12th house rules deep understanding, almost on a spiritual level. Just like scientists that have been studying all the time and working on something, and they can't find the answer, and this knowledge has become so deeply ingrained with them that they dream about it one day and they receive the answer in a dream fully formed. The Mendeleev table, for example, when he saw it fully formed, this was a Jupiter transit, 12th house transit, because you've gained knowledge, and this knowledge becomes almost intuitive, because 12th house is something that you don't even think about. It's like almost in your subconscious. It's so deeply ingrained in you, and something from the subconscious can come to the surface and give you answers. So you become very strongly intuitive, and strongly your intuition increases. So now you can receive great rewards in regards to something that maybe for years you've tried to figure out, and then you gain deeper understanding. It's very good if you have Jupiter, Virgo in the 12th house, to let's say Capricorn or Taurus, for deeper understanding. If you're doing some research, scientific, if you have to study or prepare some PhD, and you gain such much deeper knowledge and understanding than normal, almost from the intangible world. It's also very inspirational. People who are in any way creative can benefit. in their dreams they can receive answers, through dead relatives, through almost intangible psychic ways they can receive answers and inspirations about what to do. So that's about Jupiter through Virgo and how it will affect each person. Each person will be affected. Everyone has got something in Virgo, either a house cusp, like I showed you how to look, or if you know your time of birth. If you don't know it, you can't check exactly the house cusp, or a planet there. We talked about all of this. Please write to me. How are things developing for you? How is the prognosis working out for you? And if you want to see, if you don't want to go through all those difficult tables, you can see directly what transits you're going to have of Jupiter to any house cusp and to any of your planets from my below this table. When you see it at the birth chart calculator, you see when you enter it, when you scroll below, there is a transit hit list for the next 3 years. You're going to see what Jupiter exactly will transit in your horoscope. I should have started the video with that rather than go through this whole explanation, my God. But I wanted to teach you a little bit how to do astrology as well. Thank you so much, people. Let's enjoy Jupiter in Virgo. Well, it's not about much about enjoyment. It's about hard work, and it's about penny pinching a little bit overall for everyone. It might bring a financial crisis, but that's a different matter. Let's end up on a positive note. Thank you.